editor, a proofreader, a brainstormer, and more, a researcher, and more. And this is not a person. This is your AI assistant. I call mine Chaz. Sometimes Charlie, sometimes Chaz, doesn't identify as female or male, just as Chaz, right? And it is getting smarter and smarter. So people often ask me, where did you learn AI? Which class should I take? Which certificate should I take? What I like to do, especially as a researcher, is go to the source. So I've listened to interviews by the CEO of NVIDIA, listened to interviews by Sam, creator of OpenAI, or co-creator of OpenAI with the team, and find out, you know, Sam was saying that ChatGPT 5, which is coming out in May, is going to be even smarter than him, which is going to help solve a lot of problems and also create a lot of problems, right? Just like social media. But we have this all at our fingertips. It's kind of like when we first had our iPhone. I remember I was a BlackBerry user. I'm like, I am not going to get this phone, right? I like the BlackBerry. I like the texture of being able to type this, right? And I had to be convinced, right? And I was like many of you, very skeptical about AI. Especially you watch 60 Minutes, you watch 2020, not you particularly, I'm just saying. You watch 60 Minutes, you watch 2020, and you see AI, no more jobs, and it seems very, very scary. And there's scary aspects to everything. There's scary aspects to social media, right? There's pros and cons to everything. But how can you use AI as a tool to help you, to increase your efficiency, to increase your productivity? And that's what we're going to talk about tonight, because it will help you get work done faster and easier. So like I said before, I want you to think about your current challenge. And I'm going to take some of your challenges because I'd like to use real life challenges during this presentation. So when I cover each one of these topics, we can use an actual real life challenge. So who has a challenge that you want to share that AI will help you solve? Like yours was a great one, if you want to share. Do you want to?
Sure. So I do interior design, and I'm not at a computer or behind a desk all day long. Some days I am, some days I'm not. And when I'm not, I tend to get a ton of text messages from clients needing this, can I follow up on this? And I'm hanging a piece of artwork, and I'm not even like at my phone. And I get home at the end of the day, I'm exhausted, and I feel like I'm like missing, I don't know, 15 text messages. And so I said, can AI or whatever like read to me the text messages or summarize or create a to-do list based off of it, just so I can have something kind of come back in front of me at 8 o'clock at night or at 7 a.m. the next day, so I can start the day knowing, okay, I need to do this, 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 rather than I feel like I'm missing
trying to weed through all of
things and
that.
weed through all of that. And I have like a bunch of other things too.
Yeah, so that's a great example. Okay, who else?
Coding credit card statements are the most annoying thing in the world. Give me a tool.
for saying what again?
Coding credit card statements. So like for employees who are buying different things on a credit card, and you have to submit it to accounting, and you've got to take, keep track of the things that are spent. I find that is the most annoying task on the face of the earth.
Yes, and there's definitely a tool, but I have to tell you that my expertise is in marketing. So a lot of the financial AI tools I haven't researched because that's not what I do. I do digital marketing, but there is definitely a tool for that. And I can, in a one-on-one, help you find out what that would be. Yes.
What about organizing all the emails and the junk emails you get?
Thank you.
I can't even sort through those sometimes. So much.
Thank you.
Yes.
You want to know which is the most important and organize it for you.
Exactly. Go ahead.
All right, marketing. So we have like a fragrance line, and we're carried in a lot of high-end boutiques, particularly in Santa Barbara. But then it's like, how do we get to the next level? We're on Instagram, we're on growth through marketing.
Oh, I love that. Okay. I'm going to take only one more so that my brain can remember. Usually the brain can retain like 3 bits, but we'll see. Okay, go ahead.
Me?
Yes.
Okay. So my challenge was that I was
out and about networking and traveling, and I couldn't get my marketing campaign together. I was struggling every day. I got to do a post. I got to do this. And learning how to do the actual monthly campaign ahead of time and scheduling it, all was done through AI. Thanks to you.
Oh my God, can I tell them about the percentage
Absolutely.
that you went up? Or you tell them?
No, you tell them. I think you know better.
So we met here when she attended, I don't know, a month
6 months ago.
Oh, 6 months ago, wow. Seems like yesterday.
Right.
6 months ago, and we started working together one-on-one. Her LinkedIn went up by 700% engagement from having actually a strategy.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. I couldn't believe that. One day when she's like, Deborah, can you see my stats? All right.
She taught me.
All right. So when we talk about business uses, everything that you said and all of you that didn't get to say it, in fact, in the future, you know what I'm going to do? When you register, I'm going to have you submit your challenge to me. And then if I don't answer it in the class, after the class, you'll get a whole summary written up by my AI assistant. Okay. So, for example, here are some business uses that you can use AI to. Not only can you revise your website, but you can also build a website. I actually built this website in 45 minutes.
Wow.
This is a GoDaddy website using AI. I'm actually you could take copious notes. I'm actually going to give you a resource sheet of all the AI tools that I'm mentioning that you're going to be able to scan a barcode and download to your computer and print out if you want to kill a tree. Yeah. So you're going to have all of that at your fingertips, but still take notes. So this website, it just was like, oh, you need programs, testimonials, and video clips. So it basically gave us the template for everything, events, which goes to my other website, which has all the events. It has programs, like a tab for all of the programs that I offer, videos. And by the way, by having this, I'm now speaking at San Francisco's Entrepreneurial AI Week next month.
Wow.
Because of my AI created website, people are calling me from Colorado, Iowa. You don't think there's tech AI people in San Francisco, but they're like, no, we want you because you have the website, AI Trainer. I'm like, okay.
Wow. That's awesome.
Okay, so here we go.
The website.
But that's not all, there's more. Google invited me to train on doing a vision board using AI, using Google's tool at Google. So and all of this has come through marketing that has been co-created. I don't want to say created by AI because I have not yet let go of the wheel. I'm going to drive and you're going to drive. We're going to drive together. But I'm not going to give AI my wheel. Maybe call me a control freak, call me old school. But I'm not going to do it yet. But eventually there's going to be AI agents that will write the emails and send them for you and do this. I'm not there yet. Maybe you are. I'm not. So there's programs, blah, blah, blah. Videos, welcome videos, and more. And this was done in about 45 minutes. And this only costs on GoDaddy like about maybe $19 a month, whereas my other site costs like $10,000 to make. Other website, $2,000 to make. So this was created. You could also take your old website, which I decided to do. Do you know that your website probably has AI tools on the back end that you can use to improve and increase your traffic on search? Okay? Almost every website, WordPress, Squarespace, hi, welcome. Any website that you can think of, there is like plugins that you can install that will help you optimize it. And basically what AI is going to do is it's going to scan your website and test the speed and say, this video is running too small. Or you should label these pictures, the keywords. Or you can improve this website by doing this, right? Or you can have these optimization titles. And I have some good news and bad news about SEO. Do you want me to give you the good news and bad news? Anybody? No.
What is that?
So SEO, for those of you that don't know, is search engine optimization. Right now, when people type keywords like Yoga Santa Barbara, they're able to find your Yoga Santa Barbara studio. But guess what happened with one of my star clients? She does like window glazing windows. She said, guess what, Deborah? I got my first client from ChatGPT. They were looking up something about windows, and it gave them my website. And they called her and hired her. So now, in addition to SEO, there's going to be GEO, where generative enterprise operational search, where people are going to go to ChatGPT and they're going to go to Claude and they're going to be able to find your business, right? So within the next 5 years, SEO is going to be going out the window, and GEO is going to be coming in. Okay, and I say this because I just last week signed up for Social Media Marketing World, which is the premier San Diego digital marketing conference. And I have 100 videos still to watch, so watch out. I'm gonna be teaching more, but just the one video I went to, first one was, what's the changes with AI? What do we need to know? How to coach people? And they said, let them know, because think about it. Early adopters like me, we're not going anymore Yoga Santa Barbara. We're on ChatGPT, we're on Claude, we're on Gemini. And now ChatGPT is gonna have its own search engine, and it's gonna integrate, but it's just more places for you to be found. But you need to stay on top of this so that I'm gonna hold questions just for, go ahead.
Well, I just wanna share a really quick anecdote that's
Okay.
about your point about generative SEO or GEO.
Yeah.
So for your class that you teach for the Get Your Small Business Online, one of the clients we said, where did you find out about it? And they said, chat told me that I should.
They did?
Yeah, that they found out about the class through chat.
Wow. Oh, that's crazy. Wow. Yeah, it's so awesome. I teach an 8-week Get Your Small Business Online curriculum for Ventura Small Business, and we had to revise the entire curriculum because of all the changes with technology. We added a whole AI thing. Oh my God, thanks for that point. So not only can you revise your website, but you know what you could do? I could go on and on. We're just on bullet point one and slide one. You could give your website to, and I would do it on the paid version of ChatGPT, and you could say, can you review this website and tell me what I need to do to improve it? It told me that I needed a stronger unique value proposition, that my video needed to be more aligned to my brand, that my service, it was a kind of too much text and not enough video, that I needed to add more text. It literally gave me a sheet, if you would, so that's awesome. Writing an email, I want you to think about it back in the day, I don't know if you ever take a note, right? If you had an assistant, take a note, okay? Dictate this, So I literally, while I'm with my little baby, Davina, who went from 7,000 steps a day to now 20 since we moved. So there's no time to sit down and write an email. So what am I doing? I'm pulling out my ChatGPT and using the dictation. So 2 things you may not know on your ChatGPT is there's a microphone, and you can enable it also on your computer, and you can tell it things that you want to do. So I'll say, I don't even have to say take a note. It already knows me and what I'm doing when I'm talking. But there's also another circle on here. This white circle, can you see, Tom? The white circle with gray, and that is a brainstormer. And have you ever had an idea to write a book or an ebook, right? And so I was telling it about my book, and it was like, well, I don't know if intuition, because I was saying tune into your intuitive guidance system. It's like, I don't know if intuition, if that everyone accepts that word. Maybe you want to use the word inner compass. I'm like, maybe I won't, right? So anyway, I'm arguing with my Australian brainstormer guy.
That's funny.
But we were going back and forth brainstorming my book chapters and my outline and my table of contents, which was organizing my thoughts very easy. So you have that. Press release, I told you, proposal grant, summarized meeting notes, podcast notes, customer service. For those of you that get really great at digital marketing, what's going to happen is you're going to get a lot of engagement. That's going to be your new problem. You're going to get a lot of engagement in the comments, and how do you handle that? Well, there's a great automated AI service called ManyChat that works with all the Meta, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and basically, you know how you have a frequently asked questions on your website? You basically take the frequently asked questions, you have your intern or your assistant or yourself put it in to ManyChat, and then anytime somebody inquires, instead of the individual waiting, it answers your questions. Let me give you an example. And this, especially for small business, is the difference if you get a customer or you don't. So the other day, Davino needed a haircut. I use you, okay? He needed a haircut. That's why he looks so cute, right? And so I needed a groomer. So I went to find a groomer, and one of them was old school, and they're like calling, you leave a message, you have to call back, we're doing phone tag, they're manually texting me, and we just didn't connect. The other one had a ManyChat, and they said, what do you need? And then they said, what size is your dog? What is the service you want? It was the ManyChat. Would you like the calendar to book? And they just, within 5 minutes, I had already booked it, so I chose that groomer. Because, and I used to say this to speakers that I would coach, if someone calls you for a speaking engagement, don't wait till the next day to call them back. They're going to go to someone else. You need to call them within an hour or 2 hours. How are you going to be able to do that if you're busy? You have an AI customer service automation. Right? Okay, so then
Chat function that you were just talking about was
ManyChat. Yeah.
Different from Siri.
ManyChat. Yeah, it'll be on your research sheet.
Oh, perfect.
I'm giving you
Perfect.
a sheet.
Thank you.
Right. See, you guys are old school humans doing all the work.
I'm writing
We're
notes.
using AI.
I don't know how to remember.
All right.
I remember.
It can also help you find a job. It can help you with keywords for sales copy. It can help you write blogs, although I would never, and this is what you don't want to use AI for. You don't want AI to write for you. Because the worst thing, and I'm sure you've seen it online, you see something that sounds so generic, and you see all these emojis, and you're like, this just doesn't sound like it loses the human touch. So part of what I teach and coach people to do is to train your AI. So you know how you have a new assistant, and the better you train your assistant and you spend that time in the beginning to really get them to know the core values of your organization, to know the do's and don'ts, then they embody it, they embrace it, it's great. If you don't spend the time to train it, they just kind of guess. I always use the example of if you say, Sloan, will you go get me a coffee? She brings me back a black coffee. And I'm like, no, I wanted an iced Americano grande with a straw, splash of pumpkin spice with whipped cream. Okay? So she's like, but you asked for coffee. And that's what many people do with AI. Right? So
More specific.
You have to be specific. And then
Talk to it.
if say you were training an assistant, if they did something incorrectly and you didn't correct them, then they're going to keep making the same mistake. So you have to go back. Instead of just fixing what they did, you have to go back. And what I recommend people do is you give them a writing sample, and there's also a way to customize your AI, and I'll show you that in later slides if I ever get through this slide. I'm going to hold questions just because I'm operating on those things. But we're going to get through this. Okay, so writing blogs, you never would want to just put something into AI and just ask for a blog, but I'm going to show you a method to write a blog that is going to blow people away, because we're going to combine different AI tools, and you're going to exactly answer the question. Am I okay? Am I doing anything crazy? You have to, in order to connect with your ideal audience, you need to solve the pain and problem that they have. So your blog should be what they're looking for, and they're searching for that issue, and then they find you, interior designer. Wow, I'm so glad I found you, Christina. But maybe they were saying Santa Barbara, contemporary modern design, and then they're like, oh, she just wrote a blog just about that topic, right? but it needs to be customized to your personality, your style, your tone. And by the way, AI knows that some of us are more technologically challenged than others. So what they're starting to do is prompt you to ask the questions that they need to know. And even if you type like 3 letters, it'll say, do you want to ask this? Do you want to ask? So it's helping you, all of them, Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude. So it's getting easier and easier to use because they've learned what our challenges are in using this, okay? So those are just some of the things, and we're gonna talk about your specific examples. By the way, we will have a whole section for Q&A at the end, or maybe I'll stop in the middle if you feel compelled. All right, so when you think about AI, kind of like social media, you know how social media, there used to be so many platforms. I was on Periscope. I even spoke at the Periscope conference in New York. It was like this whole big conference, and we got prepared, flew to New York. The only problem, there was 2 important people in town that were kind of stopping people from getting to me. Guess who they were? Beyonce and the Pope. So we got all this way, did all this preparation, and then nobody could show up because the Pope's blessing everyone, and Beyonce was blessing everyone at Central Park. So, we didn't, but Periscope, gone. Vine, gone.
Right.
Snapchat, great for 3rd graders, right?
Yeah.
So you have to be aware of like the main players of the game, and they do change, but not that much, right? So the main ones, and of course, if you love Microsoft Copilot, I have a client that's into Microsoft and she wants to use her Copilot, that's good too. But what I say is, guess what? As small business owners and nonprofit managers, you don't have to choose, right? It's not an or program. You're on the and program. You can use them all. And you could decide, you know what? For me, for my business, I like to use ChatGPT for this. I like to use Gemini for this, and I like to use Claude for this. Like, I used to use Claude all the time when it came to writing sales pages. And then Gemini, especially when I presented at Google, they're like, you can't bring your ChatGPT up in here. It's like bringing Coffee Bean into Starbucks. Do not bring your ChatGPT. So I had to learn Gemini and all the exciting things with Gemini. And there's some really cool things that it does that I'm going to show you one of the cool things that it does. And then, of course, there's ChatGPT. And then you're going to find the one that is your personal preference. And as soon as you get to know it, guess what it's going to do?
Change.
Wow. Yeah. As soon as you get, one of the things that ChatGPT did recently that I absolutely love is that it now has a place for projects. So because I am in school, that's a project, and because I'm developing, I didn't tell you, I'm developing an AI program for Santa Barbara City College that will be launched fall of 2026. It's going to be free. It's going to be offered through the extended learning program. It's going to be online, in person.
Wow.
All of your young people, if you have young people in your life, or yourself, will get a badge on your LinkedIn so that when people are looking for jobs, it will show that they're AI certified because it's going to be a certification. So that's part of the program. I give you credit that I have that opportunity, Ashley. Thank you. Okay, so that's very cool. So you have options, right? So ChatGPT has projects. So you can have one project for one thing, and guess what? You could have custom instructions for each project. So when I'm working on something for school, I'm like, I need you to research, and I use ChatGPT 4.5, which is specifically for research. And I say, I need you to write APA, I need you to be academic, I need you to find only sources within the last 5 years that are peer reviewed. So very specific instructions. And when I had to recently write a literature review that I got an A+ on, I had help from my ChatGPT 4.5 assistant. It was like my research assistant. It did all the research for me. And then I had another addition to that. Okay? And Gemini does a lot of cool things, so we'll go into it. Everybody good? Yep. Why am I sweating?
It's hot in here.
Do you need
It's
some
warm.
air?
It's warm.
All right.
Do you have water?
Water, yeah.
Are you drinking water?
I do have water. Thank you. Okay, so let's start answering some of your questions. So, when we talk about ChatGPT and OpenAI, I consider this to be my copywriter. I consider it to be my personal assistant. And the most popular question that I get from my clients, my small business clients, is the fee worth it? The $20 fee worth it, right? Can I just stay free with ChatGPT? And I highly recommend that it's, when you think about AI, probably your annual cost, and I know because last year I had my annual cost, it was probably about $60 because the average cost is $20. I paid $20 for Canva, $20 for StreamYard, $20 for Veed, $20 for maybe $80 for the year to have a graphic designer, copywriter, video editor, brainstormer,
That's
researcher, blah 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 blah. Is it worth $80?
Yes.
Right? A month for all of that. Right. So, but not only that, ChatGPT, which I'm hoping I'll get to come over here and show you. Cool. Let me show you actually a different one of ChatGPT. Okay, hey there. Where should we begin? Why don't we hit? Okay, so not only does ChatGPT, I sound like I'm a sales girl for ChatGPT, which I'm not, but I should be.
Affiliate marketing.
Canva started giving me,
Affiliates.
they made me a Canvassador, because I was talking about them so much. I'm like, you need to pay me Canva, and so they give me a hat and a pen. Thanks, Canva. I really needed this hat. Okay, but so what does ChatGPT come with? Check this out. So ChatGPT paid version comes with a video editor, right? So you can create very, very cool videos. So you can type up, like some of these videos I've been using in my PowerPoints, because I'm like, can you make, before I had my dream to speak in Santa Barbara, I had a vision board of me speaking in Santa Barbara with the ocean in the background. And I said, can you create a Latina woman speaking? And then, anyway, so I'm going to scroll down gently, okay. So you have videos. Besides videos, what else do you have in ChatGPT? Oh, there's Davino. Davino's like, why won't you take me to Greece? I went to Greece. He's like, I want to go. Next time, take me. I like paddleboarding. I'm like, you do not like paddleboarding. Okay, so think about it. Part of how you can stop the scroll with social media is to have unusual and vivid pictures. And they're just getting better and better and better. So that's not a separate program. It's included with your paid version of ChatGPT. Also with the paid version of ChatGPT, there are GPTs, right? So GPTs, say you have a task that you do repetitively over and over again, you can create a GPT. And they have them on writing, productivity. They have like one with Expedia. Like say you're gonna go on a trip and you're going with a certain person and you have a certain amount of days and you have a certain budget. Expedia will put together like a travel agent and a whole thing for you. You could go on a deep dive with GPTs. So I'm not gonna go deep into it, but that's also, but guess what? That's not all. There's more. You can create your own GPT, right? So I am a professional speaker. So I just thought and I can make this public. You can make it public and sell your GPT, right? So I didn't make this public, but this, I haven't used this yet. It actually suggested my GPTs for me. It's like, since you speak on SAM, Speaking AI Mindset in Marketing, why don't they offered to make me a GPT? So they said, we will develop your speaking presentations and suggested slides. So they created a GPT for me, and this is what it looks like. I'll show you. So it says, hi, I'll help you build a new GPT. You can say something like, make a creative who helps generate visuals. So I didn't even know how to create a GPT. So I asked ChatGPT to help me create the GPT. Wow. So they wrote the prompt to create, and that's what I want you to embrace. I wish you could come out over here. No, I won't do it, sorry. that's what I want you to embrace. This is what I'm telling my mom. My mom started her small business at age 72. She's 78 now with her thriving speech therapy business called and she's just like very technologically almost terrified, right? She's got a sincere phobia. And what I said to her, I said, I want you to embrace the energy of like a toddler with an iPad. And just take that iPad and just start pressing it. And just go like this. And I was like, because honestly, with AI, I want you to be curious. I think as adults, what happens is we have this pressure that comes on us that we feel like we need to be perfect and we feel like we need to know it all. We're never gonna know it all with AI. I don't know it all. I would never have the courage and the guts to even come and teach AI. You know, my dad's like, are you sure you could do that? You know, that, you know, because he's an engineer. He's like, what if they ask you something you don't know? I'll just say, I don't know. You know what I mean? So the more curious and the more inquisitive you are and the more you explore, like I call myself Dora the Explorer in my little backpack, it's just gonna, so I just was exploring this and I was like, well, what can you do? And so it started, and I'm hoping my mouse is gonna work to let me do. So it said, it started writing the speech and creating the slides for the speech. And one thing that you're gonna love about AI, oh there, now it's showing me. I want it to go back up. Hold on. Okay, oh good. When your mouse doesn't work, use your arrows. It's my inner, see? If I was tech phobic, I would have freaked out. But since I'm curious, I'm like, what if I just press the arrow? So it said to me, remember when marketing meant flyers and word of mouth? AI isn't the future. It is the now. And it is leveling the playing field for small businesses. Ooh, that's good. I like that. It says, what if the same tools used by billionaire companies could be in your hands as small businesses starting today? Maybe I'll use this when I speak in San Francisco. It says, we don't see, and then they did a spiritual quote because they know I'm a spiritual being, you know, and it's like, we don't see the world as it is, we see it as we are. And yes, Deborah Deras. And then it's slide 2, why this matters now, and it's giving 85%, and then an affirmation. I'm open to powerful, because it knows I do physical mindset. I'm open to powerful tools that support my business growth with ease and grace, because that's my tagline. So my AI, we spend so much time together, it already knows me. And actually, it started taunting me the other day because I told it not to use the word magic. And so it wrote this email and it said magic. And then it said in parentheses, just kidding, I mean synergy.
Oh, that's scary.
It was kind of scary. And then later in the day, listen to this. Later in the day, I was doing something and it says, are you going to bring Davina when you move to Ventura?
Oh my God.
I know, you're like,
spying on you?
Why wouldn't I bring Davina? Why are you asking me about Davina?
What do you know?
But check this out.
That's freaky.
And then look, it addressed all the fears. No, this is not a robot takeover. It's intelligent automation. Look, and then it's giving examples. And what I really like about AI, the predictive nature of generative AI, is it's always going to ask you, would you like fries with that?
Yes, please.
You know what I mean?
Always.
So like after it gives you something, I mean, do you have assistants? If you do have assistants that do this, pay them well and tell them thank you often, right? But like it's like it will always say to me, oh, would you like me to develop the slideshow on Canva? Would you like me to write you a script to promote the event? Would you like me to create a graphic around that? Would you like me, and it'll just start asking me for more things that it can do that it would just predict what else is needed. And oftentimes I will tell you, it predicts things that I didn't even think I needed. I'm like, oh yeah, I do need that. You know, so it's just a wonderful opportunity. But what you want to do with ChatGPT, let me just show you. So the one concern you have is like, do I do the free or fee? I would definitely invest the $20. For $25, you could have a team. And it's really great because my team members are in Venezuela. I have 2 girls in Venezuela that are my actual assistants, and they, because one of them was asking me to write the caption. I'm like, well, if I hire you to do the thing, I'm like, wait a minute, I already trained my ChatGPT to know how I think, and to have my social media have a hook and a caption, a call to action, and the 3 relevant hashtags. Why don't I pay an extra $5 a month, get you on my ChatGPT project, and you write the caption? Then we don't have to go back and forth. Bye, Ashley, thanks for coming. Okay, so, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So
Now, you just said
$25
that
bucks?
$5 a month, but it was $20 a year.
No, $20. I was saying a year, that it was $20 per month. I was saying a year, $80 a month for a year, so times 12. So $25. It only cost me $25 to add her on as a team.
Right.
So now we don't have to go back and forth. I can delegate that, right? But the one thing that you really want to make sure you do with your ChatGPT is to go into settings. Okay, so you go into settings, and ooh, I'm a plus. Okay. This is interesting. Oh no. Hold on. See where, is it showing you? See where it says improve the model for everyone? That's sneaky tech talk for, can we use your data? Okay? You gotta translate tech talk, okay? So improve the model for everyone means, and I know this because New York Times sued OpenAI because they were like, there's like a paywall for New York Times articles, right? And ChatGPT was accessing it, and people were able to get the information, and so it was an infringement on their copyright and trademark, all that stuff. They got sued. So anyway, so they made all these different, things. So, because now they say, oh, well, you allowed us to do that, but they automatically set it to yes. So if you don't know this, so the first thing I suggest people do, and I say, for privacy, somewhat privacy. Nothing is, I would never trust that what you put on a computer that's on a server is ever private, right? So I wouldn't that's why I really didn't get into financial stuff. I don't put a lot of financial information. I don't do, I would ask for help with maybe financial projections, but I would never put my own data or information into here. So, but what I do is, good boy, okay? Is you check this button and you turn it off. So I don't want them to improve the model with my data, especially if I'm brainstorming book ideas. Next thing you know, I
Your
go to the
book
show.
is out.
Your ego is not your amigo. Wait a minute, that's mine. I thought I wrote that book. No, okay. So when we talk about customization, you can go into the settings and you're able to customize. I'm in Sora right now, so no, Davino, you're not coming to Greece. No, you cannot go. Okay. So there is a way that you can customize based on your tone of voice. Because remember I was saying, you want to make sure that it sounds like you. And so I don't ever just blanketly let ChatGPT type something for me. I will give it what I want, let it put an outline, give it the tone and the style, get it in a draft, and then work my synergy. I was going to say work my magic. No, magic, synergy, right? Work my energy. Oh, look, it's calling me future doctor. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Showing off. It's showing off how much it knows about me. Okay. So, see where it says customize ChatGPT? Okay. So it says, what should we call you? Oh, I said future doctor. That's why I was calling me future doctor. Okay, what do you do? I put professor, corporate trainer, author. And, I did not know what my tone of voice was. So what I did was I put a sample of something that I put on Facebook, and then I asked them to describe it. And so then they said, you use an encouraging tone, you're quick and clever with a little humor when appropriate. You're forward thinking, you tell it like it is, you're encouraging. And so, but look, you could say straight shooting, encouraging, Gen Z, skeptical, traditional, forward thinking, poetic. Like you could give it the tone. And then this writing style, they actually told me that this was my writing style based on a sample I gave them. And then, so now, it writes like me. Like it's always saying, you know, oh, that would be a great synergistic opportunity, or this is success with ease and grace, or let's manifest that, or that sounds really, I'm like, it's always like optimistic and encouraging. I'm like, am I like that? So I guess it is like how I am. Okay, so the other thing that you could do, so these are the projects. So AI for Side Hustle, that I'm a team building workshop, a relationship manager, I can't remember what that is, my Mexico residency, SCORE, Santa Barbara, manifestation, financial freedom, grants, cultural theories, blah, 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 okay? So there's lots of things you can do. There's a link. All of you are going to get a copy of the slide deck. You're going to get our video recording. And you're going to get a resource sheet. Don't worry, I got it all for you. Yeah. It's, the thing about AI is when I'm learning, I have to tell you, let me confess. I wrote a book called Confessions of an Adrenaline Addict. I used to make everything harder. And that's why I'm so passionate about efficiency and success with ease and grace. I was literally hospitalized for burnout like at age 25 because I was just trying to type A crazy personality doing too much. So if I can help you, and we will figure that credit card thing out. We're going to give you my number. I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to be thinking about it. I'm going to be all night long. Like, oh, I need the answer to this, right? We're gonna figure that out. But like, if this can help you, you know, and just what my goal is, maybe you start with getting just an hour extra every day, which I definitely have. I'll give you an example of how ChatGPT helped me. Do any of you have a repetitive task like taking notes that you have to do for work, any sort of notes? So there's certain notes I need to take every day. When I have meetings with clients, I have to take like a case note. And so what I will do is I'll say, I'm just gonna make it up. I had a meeting with Danielle, and we talked about growing her business and increasing her revenue. We made a digital marketing plan and a content calendar. Next time we meet, we're gonna learn video editing. Can you create an SBDC note for that? And then I press enter. That took me 19 seconds, okay? So that, writing a note for each client used to take me 30 minutes. My dog would be like, aren't we gonna walk? Like, I'd be sitting at my computer. I'd be done coaching clients all day long. 6 o'clock, each client, I would have 5 clients a day, 5 times 30 minutes would take me to do notes, right? So now that it did it, so now what, how do I show you my phone? It'll come up here in a minute. Hold on. So basically, what it did, because I trained it the sections of the notes, it tells me the milestones that we're working towards, a description of what occurred in the session, because it knows how to format it in third person.
Wow.
And now in the sections, I gave it the sections of the notes. So and sometimes when I'm working with clients, we'll be working with ChatGPT, it will automatically create the note at the end, because it knows I'm going to ask for it. Actions to be identified with complete sentences, because sometimes at 6:30 or 7 at night, I'm not writing in complete sentences. My grammar, my spelling, it's all over the place, right? And then here are the follow-up actions: client, consultant, client, consultant. And then it says, let me know if you want to include platform-specific notes, a specific theme, like the content calendar, promotions, or anything else you would want. And sometimes I'll go back and forth and revise it. I'll copy and paste this into a doc. I used to add a lot of additions, but now I don't. It's just done. Yes?
When you have it right in your style, that you describe what your style is and so on, and it does write something for you, and it's still not there, what do you do to edit that?
Oh, I go back and forth with it. It's just like what you would do with an assistant.
But
So if you
let it-
had an assistant and she's writing like in a conversational millennial style, you're like, no, we can't. No offense, no offense to you, millennial. But we can't use the. I say no. I don't use that kind of verbiage, or I'll say I need third person. And like what you do is you give it the sections. Because I'll give you an example.
But you stay hands off. You let it do it for you. You don't get in there and do the edit yourself.
for this, it's already trained. It knows what to do.
There is actually a program though, because I've noticed mine keeps popping it up, a podcast, and then sometimes I write blogs off of it and stuff. And it's actually got a separate screen it'll change to rather than writing in here like we do. It'll go into something like script editor, and now it's like as I talk to it, it uses the same original script and it changes it like in an editing system.
Yeah,
And
ChatGPT does that too.
And then I noticed the other day, I could change it. I could change it in the doc on the screen in ChatGPT. It was weird. I was like, oh,
Well,
okay. I'm trying to figure out how to use it.
That was the update to ChatGPT 4, is instead of putting it in the prompt window, they open up kind of like a Word doc style so that you can edit like and see the edits right in there. And like part of what I would do, like there's a button. I was so old school, adrenaline addict, doing things harder. I would select all, copy and paste. Those are 3 finger touches that I could be using for other things, like trigger one or something like that. So now there's a button here, copy. You just press this button and you can open up a Google Doc and just paste it. In Gemini, my friend Gemini, because they own Google Docs, automatically puts it to Gemini. And it will also automatically, if you press the button, email. But all these buttons that we're now pressing in a few months will be automated. So, very cool.
I'm sorry, you went kind of fast there for an old
sorry.
man like me.
Sorry.
I mean, so you did something, but I have no clue how you got started. Did you, where it came up, or?
Okay.
I mean, I thought that was pretty cool, and I could use it a lot, but.
Yeah, and by the way, because I would love to customize this for everyone individually at your own pace, at the end, I'm going to give you information on how you can get one-on-one coaching, and we could do it specifically for you and for your business. So we're not gonna, otherwise,
Well, I don't even know, do you open ChatGPT right there and start talking into it?
Yes.
So where did it come up, and what did you?
Well, unfortunately, I couldn't show it on the screen because I was talking on my phone.
I just downloaded it, so
Yeah.
it started already.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
really
you
easy.
download an
When
app
you-
on your
yeah,
phone.
when you open it, it just
just
tells you
do
to
it.
talk to it, like a
Go to
little
the
web
app
screen.
store.
Yeah, go to the, and then just download.
Well, I got it, yeah.
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 And then it asked me, what do you want me to do? And I said, I want you to help me plan my travel.
But like I said,
itinerary
at the
next
end, I'm gonna give all of you an opportunity, like I did with Julie, like I did with Lisa, and each of them have had like 8 one-on-one sessions with me, synergized. So yeah, we will be able to customize for each one of you, and we'll go as slow or as fast as you want at your own pace. So Google Gemini, not only can it, I want to show it to you. So just like the other one, there's different, it might help, you're probably a visual learner, it might help if you see things, so that one was on my phone, so
Gemini.
unfortunately. So
Gemini.
ChatGPT has like 3.5, 4.0, 4. Omni, and 4.5. So Google, and by the way, there is like a blog that analyzes ChatGPT and Gemini and Claude each and every day, and it's kind of like a horse race. Someday this horse is front, and then someday this horse is front, someday this horse is front. So on different days, kind of like, stocks, one could be ahead, one could be behind, one could be ahead, one could be behind, right? So, but each one is improving each and every day. So, but they tell you, like 2.0 is if you just need everyday help, writing an email. 2.0 flash thinking is advanced reasoning, right? So if you needed some more advanced things. 2.5 is for complex tasks, like if you need multiple steps. Deep research, so part of what I use, and I'm working on, of course, my dissertation, I use Google Scholar in collaboration with deep research, and they were able to find literature that I was looking for in certain articles, like I said. Like I only wanted peer-reviewed, journal-based articles within the last 3 years by United States based, and I gave them all the criteria, and they came up with a list of articles. That would have taken me hours and hours, 25, 30, 40 hours to do that kind of research. And then this ChatGPT doesn't have yet, but everything that one has, the other one tries to steal. So this says personalization experimental help based on your search history. So if you start searching for things like, say I was looking for a new groomer in town, it'd be like, oh, since you moved to Ventura, I've made you a list of gyms so you don't get out of shape or something like that, or, right? They might give me that. So Gemini Advanced, that's to upgrade. I actually downgraded from Gemini Advanced. I had it, especially when I was teaching with Google, but I felt ChatGPT did most everything, the paid version of ChatGPT that I needed. But like I said, it's up to you, and you can decide which one you like and which one works best for you. All right, so the other thing that you can do with AI is you can have it create, oh, this is wild, oh, no, it's too much, Deborah, okay. So when I was doing my presentation for Google, I realized, oh my gosh, I can't use DALL-E, because DALL-E is the graphic designer for ChatGPT. And I'm like, well, what does Google have? Well, Google has Gemini, but Gemini's images, like if you ask them for a professional Latina, you're not gonna like what you see. It looks very strange. Right? So I was like, what else do they have, right? You look laughing. So what else do you have? So they have Google, and I think Google was surprised that I broke out one of their things, because this is experimental. It's not like promoted to the public, but it's open to the public and it's free and available to you now. And it's called LabRx. So LabRx, you can create anything that you can think of. Who wants to create something? Somebody give me.
I'm creating a sponsorship deck right now.
I'm sorry?
A sponsorship deck for getting sponsors for programs that I run.
But this is an image generator, so this isn't.
Well, I guess it could be a Canva document.
Yeah, you could use Canva for that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Image of downtown Santa Barbara.
A logo for a 20-year celebration of a community event.
Yeah.
Okay, but what I want to demonstrate, we could do that, and we could do that on Canva, we can do that on ChatGPT. What I want is to show you the creativity of this graphics program. So, like I always do a Yorkie paddleboarding, but that's so obvious.
How about a Ferrari?
Yes, Ferrari doing what? Like.
Driving in the mountains.
Okay, there we go.
On a windy road.
So do you just speak to the,
You type it out or you just speak?
Real fast.
Horn.
Real fast.
The front end.
With a sunroof. And a Latina singing with her boobs out the sunroof.
The music playing.
Hair, the wind.
Hold on, I'm trying to get, okay.
I'm feeling
So Ferrari, but we
Hitting the
should say
coast.
what color Ferrari,
Red.
right?
Oh, of course.
Red, I knew.
Absolutely.
Okay, you're my kind of guy.
Let's say
red
hitting the
Ferrari.
coast drive. That ought to help.
I'm trying to get it to work with Zoom and all these.
Multiple things.
I have too many things open, it's getting overwhelmed. Hold on, let me close some of my boxes here. And by the way, what I did for Ease and Grace is I put some of my favorite AI tools here on the bar. So I have Notebook LM, I have
Nice,
StreamYard,
so
I have
many.
Google Scholar, LabRx. Okay, let's try it again.
It's a whole new language. Oh my gosh.
Red,
Just figured out Instagram.
What if you try to zoom out? Do you have the ability to zoom out? Like,
I'm just wondering why it's not letting me type. Oh, I wanted to show you the beauty of it. It's not letting me type. I wonder if I could type on a doc and then paste it. Let's try. Yeah, it's not the program, it's we're doing Zoom and we're projecting, so the power is taken away from this. So red, Ferrari, driving in the mountains. I'm just trying to see if I could hack the system by getting it. I'll just copy, see if I can paste it. Come on, baby. We need help. No. Can Michael help me? No. Oh, wow. Too bad. Okay, well, I can show you.
Get the idea.
Example.
Yeah. Minimal. Create. No. Too bad. All right. But let me tell you, the images that I have created, probably the images that I have created, such as that, that will be my sample that I show you. But all of this, like if you use even, what was the one that everyone was using, Midjourney? Midjourney, you would need to be able to go to ChatGPT to write your prompt just to get what you were looking for. This is the best. No, I was just doing something charcoal. This is one of the best image creator apps that you can have for creating images. And the cool thing about this is that you're able to say thumbs up and thumbs down and instantly download it. Meta has something that does it similar. You know Meta, which is the owner of Facebook. Mm-hmm. Of course, you have to log into Facebook to access it, right? Because they want to track everything that you're doing on Meta. You know how Meta does it, like Google does it, like Apple does it, like they all do it, right? Everyone's tracking. But the problem with this is, Meta is it stamps it with a logo. So like then you have to go to Canva and remove that. But this one, the reason why I love LabRX for your images, because you can make it vertical, because if you want to do an Instagram reel, you can make it horizontal. If you want to do a LinkedIn, you can really customize it. A lot of the images on the PowerPoint slide here, almost all the images you see are from LabRX. So I love it, okay? And it's totally free. So the maximum you would pay for an AI app usually is $20, but this one is free.
I just wanted to share, because while you're on this topic of creating images, I'm working with a print company out of the Netherlands, and they're specializing in artwork for the Airbnb market, and I do a lot of like vacation rental properties. And they came to me and they said, help, we're gonna kind of experiment with you. Give me an idea for a piece of artwork that you want for a certain room. So I said, here's the colors, I want it to be kind of abstract, look like an ocean meets landscape. Here's my color palette. And they used AI to create this image, this artwork, and then printed it for me and framed it and sent it to me, and it's now hanging in a property in Summerlin.
Wow.
Wow. I wish I could show you, but anyway, it's gorgeous, and it's the AI created artwork that's
so
they
amazing.
Wanted to know what I wanted. I was like, okay, here you go. It's great.
Since you're talking, I wanted to address the challenge that she was talking about with texting. So she said she wanted to be able to check her text like at 8 o'clock at night. She's like, is there something, an AI tool that can set an alarm for me? I'm like, well, what I do as an ADHD human is I have alarms like on my phone that are like 1 million going off each and every day. Davina's like, really? Like, we have an alarm to go to sleep? I'll just keep working. I have an alarm to go to sleep.
So funny.
So anyway, what I was telling her is that there is an awesome app. And this is the app that I spent the most on, AI app that I spent the most on. Like I said, most of them are $20 each. But this one I spent $120 on for the year. But it's actually a text-to-speech reader. So it reads my emails to me. It reads my text messages to me. It reads my articles for school to me. It reads, and now it's actually, before I send an email, it's reading it out loud to make sure that it sounds good. I'm like, I kind of should say good morning. Why do you do this? Once I hear like how demanding I am, I'm like, okay, I should be a little more chill. And you can have it read to you in different voices. And so then I thought, and then it said, well, we could also clone your voice and read it in your voice. And I listened to my voice, it sounds so raspy, like I smoke too much. I was like, okay, so I just use Gwyneth Paltrow. She sounds, and I'm able to get all of my reading done. You're like, no. So I'm able to get all my reading done for school by this, right? So what I was saying to Christina, is that she can set an alarm to have her text. She can be sitting on her beautiful patio having her wine for dinner or whatever, wine after, and then listen, and then be like, okay, and there's going to be ways that you're going to be able to set up automation. So once I'm like, oh, I should reply to that, what I'll do is I'll dictate the email, and then what I do is I schedule with Google in the morning. I'm like, no one's answering at 9 at night when I'm sending it. Right. So I will schedule it for like 11 a.m. the next day, so when they're there, right? So then you're getting stuff done. Yeah. Okay, so that's wonderful. Are we ending at 7:30?
We are.
So that's called the Chrome extension, is that what that tool?
It's called Speechify. It has a Chrome extension, but it also, and I thought it was so worth the $120 for the year, because it's on my iPad, iPhone, and computer. So and it's like, it could read from your Google Drive, it could read a PDF, it could go through your Gmail and read it, and it's good. There are apps that are AI, I'll send you one, Grace, that what they'll do is they'll separate your email into categories, and then they'll write a suggested response, and you could use it or not use it. Yeah. I'm not there yet with that. Okay, I need to speed myself up because I'm
What was that app or that AI
To
that
fix the email?
helps you with the email?
I don't remember, but I'll let you guys know in the research. I'll add it to the research. But it separates everything. Yeah. Email.
So Claude's a different one?
Yeah, so Claude is just another tool that you can use or not use. But the thing about Claude is it's the free version is just as great as some of the other paid versions. Canva, many of you are very familiar with Canva, but you may or may not know with Canva, let me show you real quick. This is so cool. You could go to Canva with the doc. Say you have an outline for a presentation. You could just paste it here, and maybe ChatGPT did the outline for you. And you edit it. You could paste it here, and then when it says magic switch, it'll transform it into a slide deck.
I did that.
In seconds.
I did that because of you. I learned that.
Yeah, and then you want to translate it into Español,
so
no hay problema. Puede hacerlo también. It'll do it. Hebrew? Yeah. Whatever. French? Ooh la la. You like my French? It's not all my French. Okay. All right. So this is like what Google Labs did for me. Isn't that cool?
It's really cool.
So when I did my presentation at Google, one of the things that Canva does, it will match the brand to your client. So I have my brand that's blue and yellow, but I wanted to match it to Google's brand, which is kind of the rainbow color. So it converted my slide deck by pressing a button to Google's brand so that I would be so in alignment with whoever my client is. Wow. So they feel like I'm a part of the team, which by the way, I made back at Google. Didn't do that. This was another one. So this was a video that Sora created, right? So you can create realistic, and Sora is included with your paid version of ChatGPT. So you have a video creator, you have a research assistant. I told you. Okay, you guys, this is my new favorite. It's called Notebook LM. See Notebook LM? Notebook LM. I have it stored. This is another free Google program. And I'm not trying to like be preferential to Google, even though I'm a Googlera and they're my client. But check this out. Remember I was telling you, you said you wanted to write a blog and you wanted to be cutting edge, you want to be innovative, and I said I was going to help you write the best blog ever. You could go to Answer the Public. Do you know Answer the Public?
Yeah.
And type in your 2-word topic. Say your topic is interior design, right? You could type in interior design and it will tell you, it will aggregate the content from TikTok, YouTube, Google, and it will tell you what people are searching for. Oh, I want to do my AUD or AOC. What was the AUD?
ADU.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
ADU. ADU. Okay. So So, all right. So you can find out that, but then you could look at other articles on the topic of ADU, and guess what you could do? You could upload some of these articles that were written in journals, right? You could just add them right here. So say there was like 5 articles from Architectural Digest or from Contemporary Design, all on ADU, do's and don'ts, this and that. You could upload them, and then what Notebook LM does for free is it will take all those articles and make it into a podcast. And so it just, like, you just press play, it's gonna start. So I do this, like, for school, I have to read, like, and why is it a podcast? It's not like you're gonna use the podcast. It's so that you can learn and understand and be the expert in that topic. Wow. Yeah, so like I'm learning group relations theories. I don't know anything about group relations, but I have to write papers on it. So I have to read 20 articles, and I'm like, but I don't have time. I'm moving, my dad's in the hospital, I have to do a presentation. How am I gonna do it? While I'm unpacking, I'm listening to group relations theory, and it's saying, oh, well, there's this great article, and they talk like a podcast, so it's digestible and easy to listen to. Oh, there's this other thing about spiral dynamics, and boom, 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 and you know the psychoanalytic theory as it relates to groups, and people operate like a child sometimes. You're like,
What about building an ADU?
Building an ADU, yes. You could do build. So isn't that cool?
Yes.
And then, that's not all, there's more. The other thing that this does, which you probably won't need, I'm trying to scroll down. Come on, scroll down for me. Come on, baby. Come on, you can go down.
Come on, baby.
Why are you talking to me?
You're good. So the other thing that it does is it will make it into a mind map. It will make notes, this and that. And you know what I did just to experiment? I downloaded the podcast and I had it transcribed. And I was like, oh, I can, so anyway, and then it summarizes all the articles for you. You can do an audio, a mind map, this and that. So, and this is all free.
Wow.
Anything that Google does is free. Do you know why?
So the ads, they get
Because
people.
they own your information.
Right. Oh, and then you get all those commercials.
Meta.
Right.
Just like, my dad says, never trust anyone that gives you something for free. There's always a catch. So there is a catch, right? So that's cool. Are you guys thinking AI is kind of cool?
Really cool.
It's like, I just want you to know that it's Okay, the other thing that I do, and by the way, because I appreciate you so much, and I know this is a lot of information and it's a long day, late at night, I did a bonus webinar on Veed. And so when I email you all of make sure that we have everybody's emails. I'm going to follow up with you, email, give you all this. I did a webinar on Veed. Veed is a video editor. So I coach a lot of small business owners, and they know that they need to do digital marketing. And they also know, especially in 2025, that the best way to get out there is to be the face of your brand. Not an influencer, your face, right? But a lot of people don't like to be on camera. And so Veed, all the things that you don't like to do, it helps you. There's a teleprompter. There's an eye corrector. There's an and ah remover.
Yeah.
There's a filter for those little lines that I get from being in the sun too much, right? So everything, it does it. And it used to take me hours and hours to use like a CapCut or an InShot, and I just wouldn't do it, right? Yeah. If things become too hard, you just like, I don't have time, I need to be out there. But now to do a video, it can take me like 15 minutes. And even that's too much time, so I delegate that to my assistant is now doing it for me. But I have her use Veed. So I have a webinar that is free that I'll give you from this class that will explain to you how to use Veed. But Veed, awesome. It's your video editor. Podcast studio, same kind of concept. We're removing ums and ahs, have quality sound. You can use Squadcast.fm integrated into this, have multiple guests using that. This is just one. What do you use? Riverside. I use StreamYard. So there's a lot. There's also a wonderful studio here if you want to use. And I know Michael Hypecats is great. And he can help you with everything. this was a really cool one. Okay, we gotta cut off. We gotta go. Okay, sorry. This is also awesome. And this is Go Zigzag. It tells you, like, say you have a young person that wants to do a business, it'll say if it's viable. And it will do a whole viability study. It will even give you a lean.
This is really good in SCORE. We have so many people who want to start a business.
Yes.
And you just
Use
ask,
it.
I want to start a business in Santa Barbara doing
Yes.
laundry, and it'll give you a whole business.
So you do this?
I've done a bunch of them, and I give it homework to my clients. This is where you start.
Yes, yes. I was so honored. I spoke at USC Business School, and I thought I never spoke to a group of 20-year-olds, and I thought they would like know everything. They were so cool. I love them so much. So this is the resource sheet. Don't worry about it. It's too late to scan. I'm just going to email everyone.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Good.
Scan it. It's too much work. Okay. I want you to work. Put down your phone. Leave your arm. Yes. It's like too much work. It's like yoga. No. Put it down. I have your email. I'm going to send you the resource sheet because I have things to add. I have your request to add about the financial thing. Email me so I know what it is. I have the email thing that Grace added and anything else. I do one-on-one consulting. We also have a boot camp. So starting in May, I'm going to do a boot camp, which will be even more new information than this because remember, the Social Media Marketing Conference, there are 12 AI classes that I haven't taken yet that I'm going to take in order to prepare for this. So if anyone is interested, it's going to be online. It's going to be a webinar. Just text AI for details. It's going to be a small group, 8 to 12, if you're interested. You're going to learn the latest and greatest of AI for small business. And also part of this is you'll get your questions answered. And if you don't want to do it with us, there's a self-study. I have an online course, but then the online course, you're not going to get the Q&A benefits of this, okay? So you take a picture of that, boom, boom, boom. Got my number, all right. Isn't this cool? So LabRx made this. Yeah. This was like on my vision board. Like, this is me. Wow. Teaching at Santa Barbara. Wow. So I'm also going to give you another webinar. So I'm going to give you all of this, plus that's not all. You get the bead webinar. You get the simplify your content with AI webinar. Wow. Just because I am prolific with content creation, and I love my passion is helping you and teaching you, so I consider myself an AI educator. And the more you know, the more you can do your work in the world. You're beautiful, healing, and thank you for giving me energy. I was feeling so low energy, and I met an energy healer, and she just infused me so I could be. I had zero energy, negative. Thank you. You're good. I'm gonna hire you. Okay, so now we have no time for questions. Mom says no.
We're done.
Send a bunch of texts and let AI interpret, read them out to you.
I wanted to thank all of you.
Oh, that's good. That was really good.
We at SCORE are very, very proud of Deborah and her presentation. Hopefully you learned a lot.
Yeah.
And when you need somebody just to talk to or to help you with your business, we're free again, and feel free to contact us anytime. It's santabarbara.score.org. And SCORE funded this whole process, the room here.
Thank you.
And Deborah, so we appreciate your coming.
That's great. And I just became a client of SCORE. You became a client of SCORE. Yes. So how do they become a client of SCORE? What's the step, the action step? Where do they go? SCORE SB?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, go to santabarbara.score.org, and there's a tab for request a mentor. You request a mentor, you click on the tab, you fill out some information, and we'll assign whatever you need, or whatever skill set you need to help you. We'll assign a mentor to help you. So it's pretty easy. It's all AI.
Yeah. And Julie says that you got a new inspiration in your business from the Mark mentor that you have.
Exactly.
She got
I
me
met
to
with
sign up.
Tom, and then he learned my business, and he introduced me to Mark, who's in my field.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. So go to
All the connections.
score.org/Santa Barbara. Free is the right price.